Good evening, everybody. This is your host, Huge Pop, from the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. We are live at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I got my boy down here, Johnny Cass. Tell everybody who you are, Johnny.
All right, for all the new viewers out there on this channel who don't really know who I am, and for those who remember me, thank you for not forgetting about me. My name is Johnny Cass. I am everybody's favorite player one, and I am the current reigning and defending Midwest Gaming Classic World Wrestling Champion.
All right, nice to have you on the show, Johnny. Hey, man, I got to say this. Johnny Cass was Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast first interview at Indie Wrestling. So, player one, first ever interview for Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. This boy's been around. He puts in the work. He's going to tell you about this elephant that's in this room. I'm going to let you go for it, man.
All righty. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Johnny Cass, and all of my fans say that I am their favorite player one. So why not put player one before my name? Secondly, I'm all about the fans. I'm all about having fun. Gaming and wrestling go hand in hand, in my opinion. If you're smart, you can put them both together and make something special. That's what Johnny Cass does. That's what Johnny Cass is. He feeds off of the fans and he feeds off of emotions. And I want to address something here. So recently, it came to my attention that there was an old picture of mine where my very first gear set was modeled after one of the most iconic films in the 80s, in my opinion. Rest in peace, Prince, the movie Purple Rain. And somebody here from the Midwest, in Milwaukee, I believe, commented on it saying, asking me, when was this taken or when did you start doing this? And I told him, and I'm like giving him this idea. I'm like, hey, why don't we be a tag team for a promotion that's coming up here in Iowa? And I'm telling him, like, I'm offering him work. I'm offering him, to come down to Iowa and get himself over. And because the ideas that I have flowing through my head and the ideas that this new promoter had that was flowing through his head, this was going to be huge. This is going to be a moneymaker. This is going to be awesome. And he ended up sharing the post saying bar for bar. Do you know what bar for bar means?
No, man. Fill me in, man. Help me out.
All right. For you and everybody else that doesn't know what bar for bar means, he's pretty much calling me out for stealing his gimmick.
Wow.
And there's one thing I want to say. I don't know who he was trained by. I don't know how many years he has in this business. But I heard that he's still kind of new, like just under 2 years or something like that. I'm not sure if that's true. And I'm not saying that's how many years he has under his belt. But from the words of Bully Ray himself, one half of the greatest tag teams in professional wrestling, Bubba Ray Dudley, he quoted something when I went to one of his seminars. Nobody owns a fucking thing in this business. Nobody owes anybody anything in this business. Everyone borrows something from everybody. If you want to go back, if you want some proof, if anybody watching this wants some proof, who started drinking on TV and wrestling?
Stone Cold.
Because it wasn't Stone Cold.
Really?
No, it was the Sandman.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Steve got the idea from Sandman, and this came straight from Bully Ray's mouth.
Wow. Wow.
Right. And I mean, and if you want to take this back a little bit even further, because he wants to say that I stole his Prince gimmick, then I guess you're technically stealing from Prince Iakea from WCW.
Okay. Yeah.
And for those who don't know, who really know who he is, look him up on Google. And there was a short stint that he did where he called himself the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea, which was a Prince gimmick. See, these people need to get a little bit smartened up here that are in the independent wrestling scene. And I don't have a problem with anybody I don't like having any issues or heat with anybody. But you see, the thing is that when I see bullshit, I have a tendency to call it out. And this is why I asked you to have me on here this Friday, because I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now for the weekend, where I believe this person is. I don't care, and I'm not talking about anybody else. And I'm not talking about the other clown. We'll call him D, or the other clown that thinks he's perfect. This goes out to the person that shared that post. If you want to talk while I'm here in Milwaukee at the Midwest Gaming Classic downtown at the Baird Center, I'm here. Or if you want a message or you want to set up a video call or something, hell, if you want to come on this podcast and talk, I'm willing to do that because I still believe that we can do business together. And if you don't want to, then I'll find somebody else to do it. But the ideas that I have and this other up and coming promoter had are huge. I think we can get this over to the point where we can get a lot of eyes on this.
Wow.
And so if you're out there and you're watching this and you want to talk, hit me up. For the other loser that said that, you see, I had to write this down because words like insults and bad words, I don't really remember because I don't let that bother me. So I had to type them on a piece of paper here. So he mentioned you ripped off so-and-so and so-and-so's gimmick. No original thought in your brain. I paid to get a belt made so I can get bookings. So I'm going to address that right now. Paid to get a belt made to get some bookings. Let me tell you something, D. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give him the pleasure of me saying that on this podcast because he doesn't deserve it. But Clown D, you know who you are. You're watching this podcast. Let me tell you something, brother. In 2016, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, almost like borderline stage 4. And I had barely a handful of people that would check up on me. I had to deal with that bullshit all on my own. I didn't have nobody. I didn't have nobody to hold my hand from then, and I have nobody to hold my hand from now. Like now, I've been doing everything on my own. I've been busting my ass. And for you to go out and say that I had to have this made to get bookings, do you even know the story behind this belt? I don't think you do. So let me enlighten you a little bit. When I was down, rock bottom, I had to claw myself back up, all the way up to the top as far as I can go. And I'm going even further. I promise you that. Keep your eyes open. I worked my way up to where I'm at today. I had to go through hell after I was done with chemotherapy and recovering and trying to get back on my feet on my own. Nobody holding my hand. Nobody checking on me. I had to look out for myself. 2019 comes along. What's the two things that mean the most? Well, three things that mean the most to me on this planet. Number one is my kids. Number two is wrestling. And number three is video games. Video games and wrestling go hand in hand. They're equal. My love for them are equal. Now, with that being said, I've been to a few conventions before, but the Midwest Gaming Classic kind of stood out a little bit because it was different. I had no idea what was going to happen. All I heard was Ted DiBiase was going to be here when she brought down this belt, and Eric Bischoff was going to be at a tournament that night. And the tournament was going to be for this championship, and it was a gaming tournament, of course. So I had to enter it. I'm one of the best at WCW NWO Revenge, hands down. And I've proven that 2019. And when I won that championship, because that time, that was just the gaming championship. So I was the first ever crowned champion here in the Midwest Gaming Classic in 2019. That boosted my confidence level. That showed me that even though I am on my own, by myself, nobody holding my hand, I can accomplish anything that I want. So I took it a step further. When I won that belt, I talked to the showrunner, and he told me to run with the ball that I earned. So I did. So in 2000 or 2000, 2021 came, and they wanted to have wrestling here because he knew that I was going out to pursue my dream. So I wanted to be a little, like, have a little bit of piece of that, be a part of it. And thanks to Hornswoggle and his promotion, ACW Wisconsin, guess what? Because of this, I was allowed to do that. So I had this championship belt made specifically for wrestling here at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Once a year, this is my personal WrestleMania. This is my event. I am the face of the Midwest Gaming Classic. But you want to go and talk crap and say that I had to buy a belt to get bookings?
Now let me ask you a question, Johnny.
Go ahead.
Isn't there a battle royal that happens at this Midwest Gaming Classic?
Yes, normally there is.
All right. Can you enlighten us about it? Did you take part in that battle royal?
Yes, I did. And you know what? Every year since 2022, since I graduated and I started making my way out through the independent scene, guess what? Guess who won those battle royals? Every one of them so far. Me.
So Mystery Man D, you heard it from Johnny Cass's mouth. Not only did he win a gaming event, he's won that battle royal multiple times. And if you don't hear what he's saying, he didn't buy the damn belt. He earned the damn belt. So show your face in that place in Milwaukee and answer some questions, my friend.
Well, this person that we're calling D, he's just the manager. But those were some choice words that he used towards me. But if he thinks that any of his guys, or hell, if he thinks he has what it takes to step up against me inside of a ring, I'm all for the challenge. I'm all about the challenge, and I've proven that since 2016. I've had to fight for my life. I'm not scared of whatever comes my way. You got to understand something. You are not tougher. Neither is anybody else is tougher than cancer. And cancer didn't scare me because it woke me up. It lit a fire under my ass. Look where I'm at now. Hell, last year, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. I got to be put officially in WWE 2K24 through the power of Lost Boys Interactive because they saw my grind. They saw the hard work that I did, and they made that offer to me, and I could not resist.
Not to mention, weren't you invited to Busted Open?
I was. I did. I was on Busted Open. That was a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to going back on there someday soon. And I was also 2022 right across the street over here. Was over at the UW Panther Arena, backstage at AEW. Wasn't used, and that's fine because I got to pick the brains of Chris Jericho. John Moxley doesn't really talk much, at least not to me. Wardlow, not Jungle Boy, the other one, the tiny one. Having a brain fart. Marco Stunt, and Kazarian. All great guys. I have opportunities. He also mentioned real quick that I don't have that much talent. And if I didn't have that much talent, I mean, why am I here? Why am I a world champion? I've been the champion of this place now for going on. This is my 4th year. Next year is my 5th anniversary. If I come out the victor, and I will.
So would it be safe to say, Johnny Cass, that 2024 was a year of perseverance for Johnny Cass? You went through some hell. You had some other promotions. You got put in this with this faction that put you through the grind. Someone stole your gloves. They just tried everything to bring down Johnny Cass. But what did Johnny Cass do? You can see what he did. As he's standing in front of us, he persevered. He got through the tests that were given. He got his glove back. And now he's got things that are going to go to new limits that Johnny Cass is going to talk about. What's in the whole? What does the gaming classic hold for Johnny Cass this year? What's going to happen in wrestling 2025, my friend?
All right, so this year so far, I have no idea what's going on with me and Hornswoggle's promotion at ACW for this weekend. All I know is that the shows at noon and 3 p.m. both tomorrow and Sunday, and I'll have to check in with the boys in the morning to see what's going on. And other than that, I mean, it's just going to be an all-out great time. This place always takes great care of me. Always, and I'm very thankful. If it was not for this place, if it was not for the Midwest Gaming Classic, Johnny Cass would not exist. I would not be here. I would not be holding this title belt on wearing this title belt on my shoulder. It's the fans that made me. It's the Midwest Gaming Classic that made me. Dan Lewson, the showrunner, he made me. Everybody behind the scenes here that makes this possible, they made me. They made me what I am. And I don't let them down. And that's what keeps that fire alive inside of me.
Absolutely. Man.
So if anybody from ACW is watching this, if Hornswoggle comes across this, whatever you have in store for me, I will enter the Midwest Gaming Classic tomorrow wearing this championship belt. And I will exit Sunday when the wrestling is over with the same way that I came in. Still champion.
So what does Johnny Cass have in store for fans that come to his table to meet him?
So I had some commemorative cards made, holographic cards, which are really cool. I wanted to think outside the box. I don't want to do the plain old, well, here you go, cards, blah, blah, blah. I want to do something special, especially if it's something that means a lot to me. So I had a commemorative card made from when I was in the WWE 2K game. I got about 15 of those made. So that'll be at my table. I also have some of my Nintendo World records on trading card as well. I'm making those holographic. The cool thing about that is Walter Day, the founder of Twin Galaxies. If you don't know what Twin Galaxies is, it's the record holder, the official record keeping / holder of video game stores worldwide. So I'm hoping to run into him this weekend, showing him my scores that I'm in the top 0.1% and be entered into the Twin Galaxies world records, just to have a couple of more accolades on my belt.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And just because I'm a Googler and I'm a Facebook watcher, I watch y'all. I watch everything that's going on in your life. Tell us about overseas, man.
All right, so I can't really get in depth on who's having me or like exactly where, because that'll give it away. No announcements have been made yet, but I will say this: November, I want to say the first weekend of November, I will be in Asia. This is my first time getting booked for my first international show. Now, this is, similar to like a gaming convention, but wrestling is also really huge there. And once they found out about Johnny Cass and all of the accolades that I have under my belt and the noise that I've been making over here in the Midwest, especially with this belt, they reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in being a special guest over there in Asia. And my booking for my flight just got confirmed 4 nights ago. So I'm not going to pass that up. I can't.
Right. And the only reason why I bring that up, Johnny, is this guy that says you stole the gimmick and made the belt to be in this, and these other naysayers, they're probably not getting that opportunity to go overseas. And as a wrestling fan, and I talk to wrestlers all the time, one of the biggest things that makes the world is getting invited to go overseas and wrestle internationally. So I give you props, man. What a big accomplishment. dude, it started. Man, I just can't say enough how proud I am for you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I got a couple of those cards, those holographic cards set aside for you that I'll ship out to you.
Awesome, man. And so Battle Royals, gaming, overseas trading cards. We addressed the elephant in the room. Is there anything else going on? I hear you wrestled in a new promotion. That's cool. What else is going happening with Johnny Cass in the wrestling world, man?
After this weekend, I got a couple more shows coming up with Phoenix Pro Wrestling, where I believe I'll be defending my Phoenix Pro Vision Championship. I'm putting that on the line because I'm a fighting champion. And then in August, I can't say what I'm doing, but I can say I got an opportunity where I'm gonna have to travel to Vegas, and then from Vegas, I get to go check out Utah.
There you go.
More information on that will become available once it becomes available. So this year has been full flooding with opportunity for Johnny Cass.
Let me tell you, fans. Let me tell you something, man. Check out Johnny Cass's Facebook page. You'll see the grind he puts in. I see him. And let me tell you, he's not in no Planet Fitness. He does what he has to do to get in shape and stay in shape. He does what he has to do to survive in real life, and he does the wrestling thing. So check out his Facebook page if you're doubters in this guy. You see the hard work. You see his confidence. You'll see what he went through the whole 2024 and 2025. And look at this man standing right here in front of that awesome crowd. He's there to defend and his title. He didn't buy the title. He earned the title. And I think, didn't you say Eric Bischoff or Ted DiBiase gave that or presented it to you?
Yeah, Eric Bischoff presented this belt to me.
And
so there's two different championships belts. So the original, the showrunner has, that's the belt that Eric presented to me. And then when he told me that I could have the belt for the rest of the weekend, that's when I started spitballing the idea of, hey, why don't we make this a thing for pro wrestling? Wow. That's where he got the idea to be like, okay, well, here's the ball, roll with it, see what you can do with it. And just to show you guys how I've been getting this belt over and how I've been getting the Midwest Gaming Classic talked about, not just here in the Midwest, but every single place that I go to. I've had conversations with Austin Pong. I've had conversations with the Hardys. I've had conversations with Nick Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler. I've had conversations, hell, even with one of the original Power Rangers. The pictures speak for itself. I'm right there with the belt on my shoulder, around my waist, or having them hold it because they want to hold it.
Austin Aries, he talked to you before too. I
yes.
know that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that's another thing. He actually publicly praised my finishing move, and then Jeff Hardy last year, he publicly praised me too. When I was in Indiana, we were talking. That was awesome. I couldn't believe it. That's the highlight. That's the highlight of one of my accomplishments right there. I'll never forget.
What's your finishing move, man?
My finishing move is the Blast Processor. The reason why I named it the Blast Processor is because back in the day, my favorite game system was the Sega Genesis, and I thought, how cool would it be to have a maneuver named the Blast Processor? And I was kind of thinking of what I could do with this type of maneuver. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. A modified fisherman suplex. So what I do is that instead of hooking the left leg, I hook the right. I lift them up midair, turn them around, and I drive them on the back of their neck into the mat. And that move has been getting me wins ever since I started doing it.
Wow. The Blast Processor. Man, so I don't know how much time you have left, man. I know it sounds pretty busy over there. What do you want to say any last words to Mr. D or the guy that's in Wisconsin? Is there anything you need to get off your chest that you ever not already gotten off your chest?
I really don't want to have anything to do with D or the other guy who thinks he's perfect, but to the wrestler that shared that post that said bar for bar, if you're out there and you're watching this or you come across this later on, I want to talk to you. I want to talk with you. I want to talk business. I'm willing to give you another chance to talk. The ideas we have, we want to put you in on. If not, if you don't want to talk, that's cool. We'll just go with somebody else that'll actually do it. But I wanted to give him a chance.
Fair. That's fair. So Johnny Cass is going to be at the Midwest Gaming Classic Saturday and Sunday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Those that want to make the trip up there, I'd recommend you come up and you see Johnny Cass in person. Hold that title that he earned. Get that card that he produced. Challenge him in a game. I don't care. Just give this guy, he's up and coming indie wrestler, gamer. The sky's the limit, and this guy is he's young, and he's reaching for the stars. He is a father. He works a shoot job. He busts his ass, making a living, and in the gym so he can be a professional wrestler. He's going overseas. He's going to be in Vegas and Utah, wherever he's going to be. Johnny Cass is it, man. If you can't, I mean, let me tell you, it's for life. He's a huge Pop Wrestling Podcast supporter, which I love. And, man, I love it. Johnny, I'm going to close the show. You tell me, you stay put. I want to talk to you real quick, all right?
All right.
You have anything else to say?
Come out and see me if you're in the area here in downtown Milwaukee at the Baird Center. The Midwest Gaming Classic is going on. I'd really love to meet every single person that I come across. Let's take a picture, get you an 8x10, maybe one of my cards. Who knows?
Thank you, Johnny Cash, for the coming on here tonight. Thanks for asking to be here. The 3 people out there, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow this man, Johnny Cash, on Facebook. Good luck this weekend, Johnny. Good luck in the rest of 2025. I'm sure we'll be talking. I love you, bro. It's a huge Pop Wrestling, and we're for life.